Your price is irrelevant. It literally doesn't matter. You probably tapped or clicked on this video because somewhere in your mind you believe that your price is too high, and or some of your clients or prospects have said to you, hey, tell you what, James, your price is a little bit too high, or tell you what, we're gonna ship around the market a little bit more, or you feel like you can't increase your prices. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why your price is completely irrelevant. It almost doesn't matter once you implement this 4-step process that I'm going to share with you today. I've been fortunate enough to be able to generate millions of pounds implementing this type of technique, this type of framework through world-class sales presentations. So I'm going to show you how to deal with this kind of anxiety or stress or struggle that you might be facing with your pricing. And I'm going to show you how to do that following 4 game-changing, life-changing steps. And those 4 steps typically come before your offer. Now, here's the mistake that most consultants, experts, trainers will typically make, is they will say, hey, the price is £10,000. Or in America, they say $10,000. Hey, it's just $10,000. And what they teach you in sales school is, hey, it's $10,000. And you just stare at the person. Oh, what is this, 1962? Really? That is not transformational. That does not work anywhere near as effectively as what I'm about to show you now. And you will lose prospects, you will lose trust by doing that. So, what do we do instead? Not that. We don't just say the price. You don't reveal the price until the end. Brian Tracy, world-class trainer and expert, has written hundreds of different books on business, sales, and so many other things. He says this. He says, never share price before value. So what you have to do is you have to do what we call value price anchoring. What does that mean? So the whole framework, the 4-step framework that I'm going to show to you today, this is the framework, by the way, that Ricardo, my client, used to generate a contract worth £720,000, buy his mum her dream home, and do so many other amazing things. It's the same process that one of my other clients, Ashley Blake, used to generate over £500,000 in just 8 months after struggling to generate more than 6 figures in a single year. So all of this is value price positioning. And by the way, at the end of the video, I'm going to show you exactly how they did it so that you can just copy what they did and just run to the bank with all of my knowledge and experience on this particular topic. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to, before you reveal the price, you want to do what we call a pre-frame. What's a pre-frame, Jazz? A pre-frame is when you frame the value first before you share the price. So let me show you inside a presentation what I might say in order to pre-frame. Once I've trained them and I've gone through probably about 70%, maybe 80% of the sales presentation, I've given them transformational ideas, I've transformed their belief and then shown them how they can achieve certain results in their business growth, I might say something like this. I remember April 2022 investing £35,000 to learn this thing called, I remember just seeing this guy on YouTube and I was like, speaker training. I'm really good and confident speaking to a large audience, but I don't know like what the specific techniques are around conversion, the specific techniques of how to actually influence people to make a decision there and then in the moment. And I remember sitting there and he was like, yeah, to work with me, it's £35,000. Like 35 grand? Are you crazy? Are you bananas? This is nuts. I ain't never invested more than £500 in any training, any seminar, any mentor, any masterclass, anything. You're mad. That's what's going through my mind. And then I'm like, actually, how much could I generate on the other side? If I master this one skill around persuasion, influence, speaking to convert. And I said, this is the guy that can teach me. This is the guy that's already been through the journeys that I want to go on. So eventually I invested £35,000 into that training. Do you know, 3 months later, I did my first live event. I generated £60,000. And then I started to generate £100,000 per presentation, up to £200,000 in literally 2 or 3 days. To me, before, that was nuts. And I've been able to generate over £1 million by mastering this specific technique that I'm going to teach you and train you on around sales, persuasion, and selling, communicating one to many. What have I just done there, ladies and gentlemen? I have done a magnificent pre-frame, because now what price point is anchored inside your mind? £35,000. So now I've invested over £35,000. I've said it to you without just saying it to you blasé. Hey, if you like this video, you're gonna absolutely love the business growth community. It's where I give you daily tips on how to accelerate your business growth, and you're gonna be able to network with world-class entrepreneurs and business owners just like you, some of whom could even become your business partners or joint ventures later down the line. Plus, you get access to world-class trainings and insights to help you accelerate your business growth faster than ever before, every single day. So go ahead, tap or click the link below this video now and get yourself immediate access. Hey, right? I've said it to you through story. Why? Because as I always say, facts tell, stories sell. So now, like in a live presentation, I'm going to go way more, I'm going to go more dramatic. I'm going to go more into detail depending on how much time I've got and all of that sort of stuff. And I'm going to actually show you how I'm feeling in that moment of investing £35,000 in order to get the transformation. And then I'm going to reveal that actually I was able to generate over £1 million in 15 months from that one idea, from that one training that I was able to implement. So I've been able to generate over £1 million by implementing this process. By the way, who here would like to generate an extra 7 figures in the next 12 to 15 months? Raise your hand. Everybody's hands goes up. Perfect. The second thing that we do is we anchor. So we're going to anchor what the market typically charges. So I might go on to say, hey, and if you go to world-class trainings, world-class experts, they'll typically charge you between £25,000 to £35,000 to get this sort of training, because typically it's held behind closed doors. Why? Because they don't want anybody in any Joe Blogs to have this type of information, because it's really powerful and it only belongs in the hands of people who have influence and people who are really passionate about what they do. What have I done? I've spoken into my ideal client. I've spoken to, hey, you've got to be super passionate and you've got to be super skilled, because if it gets into the wrong hands, this information is dangerous, right? But I'm going to show you how to do it so that your danger is led to good, right? Your outstanding skill set leads to more good in the world. Look, I believe this. I believe that human beings were created in order to create, innovate, and leave the world in a better place than how they found it. Human beings were born to create, innovate, and leave the world in a better place than how they found it. So if you're able to demonstrate who your ideal client is, pre-frame what it is that you've gained out of this. So I invested 30,000 and made over £1 million by implementing this training, right? And then I've got the audience to agree at that point. Second, I've anchored in what the market typically charges. Third, I'm going to illustrate what the result has been, not just for me, but for my clients. And then I might say something like, and the market will typically charge, between £25,000 to £35,000 for this level of training. At that point, I might just throw up a couple of screenshots of other people's pricing on their websites, or what I've actually invested to get this sort of training, so people are not feel like, oh, he's just telling BS. And people can feel it. They can see the value, right? Okay, and then next I'm going to illustrate how my clients have gained success from this, and say, look, it's not just me. You don't need a degree to do this. You don't need to be particularly skillful. You don't need to be particularly you don't need to have 3 different hands or something like that, because clients, normal people, everyday business owners, just like Ashley Blake, who was a contractor making £75,000 a year, struggling to, thinking about where to get the next £500 a day client, ended up closing clients that were over £287,000. How did he do that? Well, he did that through implementing the premium value presentation method. And remember what I showed you earlier around offer price positioning and how I worked with him one-on-one to master his offer and master his presentation? That's exactly what I'm going to show you in this training. It's exactly how my clients like Ricardo Mighty, who was a software consultant, used value price positioning in order to get a client worth £720,000. In short, here's what he did. Do you want to know what he did, by the way? Oh yeah, of course, Jazz. Yeah, so here's what he did. He went to the client and said, hey, how many new users would you like on your apps? And they said, oh, well, we want this amount of users. So if I can help you to generate an extra X thousand or X million users, how much would that generate for your company? And they're like, oh, well, that would help us to generate an extra £6 million. Perfect. So if I help you to generate an extra 6 million, would it be fair to pay me an extra £60,000 a month? Notice that terminology there. Fair. Would it be fair to pay me? Fair, human beings have been trained from the age of 5 years old that they should be fair. So it's something that is indoctrinated into human psychology and into society that everybody wants to play what? Everybody wants to play fair. So I'm going to do 3 things so far. I'm going to pre-frame what it is, what has it been worth to me. I'm going to anchor what the market typically charges. I'm going to illustrate through demonstration what my clients have been able to achieve from implementing this training. Look, here's Rebecca. She was able to generate an extra £150,000 in just 4 months. Here's Shola Emily. She was able to generate an extra £80,000 a month in just 4 months. Here's Abby. She went from £30,000 a month to £80,000 a month in just 3 months. And here's Sabrina, by the way. If you're thinking, oh my goodness, like I'm just starting out. Sabrina started out at £1,500 a month, and now she's generated £60,000 a month in just how long? 2 months. How did they do it? They all did it through premium value presentations. Is that valuable? Yes or no? Would you like to master that skill? Yes or no? Audience goes, yes, yes, yes. You hype them up, boom, and then finally you reveal the price. And then now that you've anchored the value up here, now authentically you've anchored the value up here, now you reveal the price. And I'm not going to give it to you for the £45,000 that it's worth. I'm not going to give it to you here today at the £35,000 that it's worth. When you invest today, and today only, I'm going to get you enrolled at just 2,998. Raise your hand if you feel that's a fair opportunity. All hands go up. Keep your hand up if you realize it's a fair opportunity and you've got the investment ready to go today. All hands goes up. Boom, and then I'm going to hit them with what we call a FAB, which is a fast action bonus, which I don't have time to go through in this video today. But if you want to go through it and you want to come along to my office for a personalized one-on-one strategy session about how to do not just this, but actually create the entire presentation structure so that you win more clients with way less effort, then there'll be a link somewhere below this video so that you can get straight in, and possibly you'll be invited here into our Business Growth Academy HQ for a one-on-one strategy session, absolutely complimentary. All you got to do is tap the link and find out more, and then apply to book your strategy session so I can walk you through the fat bonus and all of the other razzmadazzle and good stuff that's going to help you to make way more money for your growing business. All right, so my name is Jazz Rose. I hope you found this incredibly valuable. If so, leave a comment below and tell me what point stood out most for you. And be sure, remember, to subscribe, because the more people that subscribe, the more people we can help. All right, take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the very next video.